And that's what she does. She ruins people's lives. She is an evil person. She's an evil person. I've seen it, and now you're seeing it. Colleen Ballinger grooms her fans. Emotionally grooms her fans for her own benefit.
Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. I am a script reader, so bear with me if I don't look at the camera the entire time. This video is not to make people comfortable. It's to show grooming and predatory behavior. I start out with explaining something that has happened between Colleen Ballinger, also known as Miranda Sings, and a child at the time of the incident. But later on in this video, it gets dark. I will have timestamps for you to skip around if you want, and I will also be adding things in my sources that I can't add here because YouTube would take it down. Trigger warning for grooming, sexual content towards, and manipulation of children. When you were 13, who did you look up to? Did you have an idol or someone who inspired you? What would you have done to meet that person? The feeling a child gets when they meet someone they look up to is almost unmatched. The pure joy and giddiness that they have is a monumental moment in their life that they will remember forever. Now imagine your idol befriending you and asking for your help to boost their career again, inviting you into their world. You give over 5 years of your young life to them. Then one day they drop you for a reason that's not your fault, using their celebrity status to tarnish your name and ruin your life online and offline. That is a situation we will be looking at today. A washed up celebrity who took advantage of young, impressionable children to do her dirty work by manipulating and love bombing them. Buckle up, friends. Let's get started. Colleen Ballinger is a mommy blogger who also plays a famous character called Miranda Sings. She's done many shows throughout the world as Miranda Sings and even had a Netflix special. While I was never part of the Miranda Sings fandom, many were, and most people my age have likely heard her name. It may come as a shock when I tell you that, in my opinion, Colleen Ballinger is a groomer, child predator, and master manipulator. I don't use those words lightly, and I mean it when I say it. She used her Miranda Sings character, in my opinion, to be able to manipulate her terrible actions and call it comedy. From sending a teenage boy lingerie to asking them if they are a virgin, doing horrible skits during shows that include very inappropriate things, and having terribly inappropriate conversations with minors, as well as saying weird and uncomfortable statements like this one.
You want a tour of my house? There are leaks all over my house right now. Brand new house, by the way. And every time it rains, it leaks. Just like a teenage girl's vagina. I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
And this.
It leaks so much like a little girl's creases when she watching me. Like a little girl's creases when she's watching those strange little boys on Musical.ly.
Once the truth came out, others spoke up. To help understand the issues brought up today, we have to look at the past and connect the puzzle pieces together so we can see the full picture. However, things are still developing, so we don't know how this will play out. Let's break it down. In 2020, a 17-year-old Adam McIntyre, who is now a 20-year-old content creator here on YouTube, came out with a video called Colleen Ballinger, Stop Lying. His explanation for this video is as follows.
My intentions behind doing so are that I can disassociate myself from the situation, but also not continuously get asked in future about Colleen and Corey and what happened. Or also hearing things that apparently came from me but I've never said out of my mouth. The purpose behind doing this video is to get my side across and defend myself. As you all know, I was a good friend of Colleen and Corey, and I discovered Miranda Sings in 2012, and I found Colleen through this. I ran a fan page on Instagram that I created in 2014 and a fan page on Twitter that I created in 2013, which I dedicated all of my time to. It was just me supporting the Ballinger family. It was simple. And I've been supporting them all up until recently. I've went to 2 of her shows, 2016 and 2018, and met her both times. After 2016, during a live stream that I'll discuss later, me and Colleen started talking on a more personal level. And by 2017, we were good friends. Or what I would have called good friends.
So apparently he did this because of a situation that happened with Colleen Ballinger, where he was a potential intern for her social media pages after giving her many ideas and creating posts that actually did really well and made her Miranda character more relevant after a while of not being that way. Here's what he said about the instance of Colleen Ballinger turning on him.
And she was happy with what I was doing and she didn't hide that. And it was nice to see that she was really grateful with what I was doing with the account. So after a while of the tweets being up, Colleen just sent another message saying thanks for doing this. And then, sorry, I have to go back to my notes here. She sent me a screenshot from someone on Twitter and she said, uh-oh, am I gonna get in trouble? Be careful. I don't want to be in a scandal and have to apologise. Please, please, please be careful. People are very sensitive these days. This is one of the main reasons it's hard to do Miranda now. People have a hard time understanding satire and jokes, especially with sensitive subjects. I'm so glad everything is doing well. Even though you have the password, I need to approve everything before you post it just to avoid problems. It might slow down the process, but we gotta be careful. Now keep in mind, with proof here, she had seen everything that I was going to tweet and had tweeted on the account. So then I was like super confused, and she sent me a message that says, I'm not mad at all, I'm just paranoid because everyone always gets mad at me and I always have to apologise. And then please pay attention to this part because this is just what confuses me. She says, and OMG, I love everything you did today. It was magical to see everyone happy and excited to see Miranda come back to life. Then I said about how the followers and view count on the profile were up, and she said, yay, queen of promo. And then I said about how I promoted her appearance on a show she was doing, and she said she is truly iconic, talking about me and my work on the account. Then we were having a conversation where she was talking about Miranda the character and the fall of the character and the fall of her public image after the divorce and her own feelings on that, but that's personal and unrelated, so I don't see any point of including that right here. So later in the night, she sent me a message and said, okay, I deleted the gay tweets, sorry, I'm too weak, I can't have people thinking I would make fun of the LGBTQ community. Don't hate me, but I was getting too many hate tweets. And she says about how it was her fans that made her delete the tweet. And so I just wrote back, I said, that's chill, okay, no problem, sorry about that. And she said, not your fault, you're so funny. I'm just too sensitive, it will take a while for me to get thick skin again, so be patient with me. And then I said, it's all G, just trying to work with you to make sure you can reach your full potential. And she says, I know. And then I say about the rise of interactions that the Twitter had, and she says, I love you. Thank you for everything, for always believing and helping me. So even though she was saying this, she was slowly starting to put the blame and guilt onto me for stuff that she had already approved and was going to tweet on her own, whether she had given me the password or not.
We see that she approved everything and would have posted it herself if she didn't give Adam the go-ahead to get onto her Twitter and do it himself. Even after the initial oh crap moment she had where someone called her out for queerbaiting, she goes on to tell Adam how much she loves him and how wonderful he is. The next day, everything changed. She deleted the post, which, whatever, okay, fine. But she started to blame Adam. Here are some messages that he talks about in his video. Colleen says, don't forget, don't post anything without my approval for now. She continues, I'm getting an overwhelming amount of hate for the coming out stuff. Sad face. I don't know what to do. It's like every other tweet I'm getting right now on my Colleen Twitter. I haven't even looked at Miranda's yet. I'm scared to. She continues, I replied to one person apologizing. The thing is, I agree with them. Queerbaiting is not a joke. I'm super sad I've upset so many people. I'm telling you, girl, I'm super sensitive, like near tears. She continues, it's all anyone is talking about. I'm really upset. I never would post something like that. And now everyone thinks I'm homophobic. I'm really, really upset. Adam says, I logged out and this situation will die down. People know you. They were so excited last night. Mob mentality will make them think they have to believe a certain way. I hope you've seen with the interaction last night that there's so much possibility for the character and the fans were just waiting for you to have that moment with them again. The series on YouTube has all positive comments and feedback. Twitter drama stays on Twitter then dies out. I love you so much and this will pass. Now, after this last message he sent, she never really spoke to him as a friend anymore and she left him on red, and it seemed that all she could do was speak about him to others, lying about the situation. During this time, the Miranda Sings fandom, Corey, her best friend and the person wearing the lingerie in her live you'll see soon, and Colleen Ballinger started spreading lies about Adam, a child. Now, Adam ends this video by just saying he wanted to clear the air and pretty much just show proof and wipe his hands clean of it. Be done. But that wasn't the end. It's going to seem like I'm jumping all over the place in this timeline, but this section is to show who Colleen Ballinger is and action she's taken against children. In that same video, Adam goes on to explain that before all of that happened with the social media situation, when they became good friends in 2017, that it took a very dark turn when Colleen Ballinger started opening up to 14-year-old Adam McIntyre about her divorce with her ex-husband Josh. For context, in this next clip, their couple's name is Joshleen.
I've been told so much private information about the divorce, but I won't get into that in this video because I feel it's unnecessary, but all the parties involved know that I have it. This information was always really hard to hear and digest as a 13 to 14-year-old because I was always led to believe that Joshleen were the couple that I should have looked up to. In the vlogs, they were always really happy, so going from a sudden shift of idolizing Joshleen, I had Joshleen merch, from that to them being told all this really shit information about the ex-husband really just, it affected me back then, and I'm not gonna lie. And it affected me way more than it should have. It It just made me really confused.
As well as having him go onto gossip sites and find out what people are saying about Colleen Ballinger and her ex-husband's public separation. He would back her up and his name would get thrown into the mix and he started getting attacked. As a young teen, he would have to deal with all of that just for Colleen to have someone snooping for her and relaying her info. Here's what he said about it.
Y'all are my sunflowers, my happiness, my everything. So squinty. So basically her making a joke that she's being so soppy. And I genuinely mean that, proud of you. She didn't mean any of this. At this time, I spent my night harassing people on this gossip site for saying that she doesn't care about her fans. Because look, she loves me. She loves me. I genuinely mean that. I'm proud of you. Keep posting videos and pushing that merch, Henny. You have a good work ethic. It'll take you far. Most people give up. Just bombing me with love because she wanted me to defend her on social media. One of the many, many, many times. Alright. So she goes, oh my god, your hamster, can I get a cute crop? I'll wear it to the meet and greet. So here was another example of I had just defended her and gotten in so... Like, these Gossip Garden used to bully the shit out of me because I was a kid defending her and they would make fun of everything to do with me. And this is all on the web right now with Web Archive. This is, like, proven. And she didn't care that I was getting backlash. She didn't care I was getting bullied. She didn't care that I was, you know, a kid was getting harassed online because she wasn't doing it herself. She was not the one getting the backlash. He always goes off and lies about how I cheated when I literally never did. Well, he was dating tons of girls the entire time, so hypocrite. Also, T. Also, tell me more about the bakery stuff right now or I'm suing you. So the bakery was the Gossip Garden, and then they had a bakery version of it. It was basically gossip sites where Colleen would make me go and search for things. There you're literally seeing an example of where she's telling me to tell her everything that they're saying. This is what she used me for. She would love bomb me, make me feel like I had a friend, pretend to care about me, and I would just have to do all of her dirty work for her. Which is why a lot of people do not like me on the internet from this time period because they associate me with my behavior at that time. Even though I was 14, 15, 16. She was making me do this.
Why couldn't an adult do it? Why manipulate a teenager to do it? Adam's parents told him to distance himself once they found this out, but Colleen was his idol, and she would take opportunities to love bomb Adam, and since he was a young, impressionable teenager, he would go back to snooping on those sites and getting information for her.
Once my parents saw all this, they asked me to distance myself from Colleen and all the Ballinger family. So it was at this point that I stopped really giving that much information, or as much as I did, to Colleen. But I would always be baited and dragged along again. Whether it was subscribing to my YouTube channel, which made me really happy, and then I would be asked again to get information, or a time where I was really upset because my name was getting thrown into the mix of a lot of things, and then I got a YouTube comment on one of my videos, and then I was asked again. Or in one case, making me believe that I would be flown out to America to go to VidCon, me and my brother would be, along with someone else in the fandom. There's no need to mention their name. And that was strung along for ages as well, to the point where me and my brother actually bought an external, one of them wall plugs for America, and then that just never happened. The reasoning for this was the year before she did a competition where she flew out 2 fans. She said this year she was going to fly me and this other person from the fandom out.
He goes on to say that before they became good friends, she was doing a live where she was giving stuff to fans that she didn't want to keep. In this live, she was pointed towards Adam's Twitter account. She found it funny and she decided to give him something. A pair of lingerie, bra, and underwear that her best friend Corey, who honestly is just as bad as her and could have his own video made about him. And the fact that he badmouths children and is a groomer like Colleen Ballinger, but I digress. He was wearing the lingerie over his clothes. This was Colleen's lingerie, bra, and underwear that she got and did not want, so she thought it might be a good idea to send to a 14-year-old teenager. Colleen did make a response video to Adam's initial video, Colleen Ballinger Stop Lying, and this is what she said about the situation.
But it has gotten to a point where there are so many rumors and lies and speculations going around, I feel like I need to address it. I do have receipts proving the things that I'm about to tell you. However, I feel uncomfortable sharing them because he is a minor. So I'm only going to be showing you the things that were between adults or things that were already public. The biggest issue that came from his video is that I sent a child underwear, and wow, anyone who heard this out of context and was offended, I completely understand because I would be too. But in this situation, context is everything, so I would like to give you some context to this situation. 4 years ago, I did a live stream, and in this live stream, I did a giveaway. I was giving away clothes that were unused, tagged still on, brand new, that I had just bought that I did not want. One of the items that was in this box was a really ugly pair of underwear. As soon as we pulled them out, Corey and I started laughing and joking around about how ugly they were. Why did I buy these ridiculous underwear? It was so stupid.
I just got a big old box from Forever 21 and I want to open it up in front of you guys. Maybe I'll send the ones I don't want to you guys. I got a bunch of crop tops. The panties from
And people started asking for them in the live stream.
Everyone wants that bra.
You want the bra?
Everyone wants the bra.
At the end of the live stream, I was done giving away clothes, and then this boy who made this video about me recently, he asked for the underwear.
Yay, we picked people. I think that's enough.
Did that boy win these or not?
I don't know. He has to tell me what he wants.
What did he say? Is he being mean?
He said, hi, you have ugly clothes, but I want those ratchet panties and bras signed by Corey because he modeled them well.
Yeah!
It was so ridiculous and funny, we laughed about it, and I forgot to send them to him.
Something interesting here is she says she wants to bring receipts, but she left out the fact that Adam was not the one who asked for the bra and panties. It was her idea. She stated this on Adam's video where he talked about it here.
Adam, Cookie Ballinger said, "Hi, you're such a fashion icon," and tweeted the ugliest picture of me. This is honestly the worst outfit. He's so rude. What made you order these ugly clothes?
Adam.
Those clothes are nasty. He's so rude. Oh my god, he's so sassy. Your Twitter account is making me laugh so much. Oh my god, that makes me laugh. I want to send him something. Do you want the bra, Adam?
Adam, do you want the bra and panties? Tweet right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, Adam, let me know what you want. He's in Ireland. Hi, Adam. I love you. Okay. I'm sending him something. Okay, maybe he'll want the panties. Although then his parents will be like, "You're not allowed to watch. We're sending you panties." He'll be like, "Mom, don't worry. I watched the boy wear them online first."
She just conveniently left out the parts where she initiated it. Sadly, people believed her and she got over double the views that Adam's video did at the time that it was happening. She was very well spoken in her video and took responsibility for past things that she had done that wasn't about children. People started turning on Adam and saying that he was the liar that Corey and Colleen Ballinger said he was. She had manipulated the situation in such a way that people supported her even more because she took responsibility for saying fat-phobic things and racist things to distract from the main point Adam was trying to make, that she groomed him. After she posted that video, and some Colleen Ballinger fans posted as well, it got so bad for Adam that he had to turn off comments and was horribly attacked by people online. The Miranda Sings fandom is horrific, and we'll talk a little bit more about how bad they are later. But Colleen Ballinger even got celebrities to speak out against Adam. Those people include James Charles, red flag, am I right? And Kendall Ray, who is a massive YouTuber. James said, "It's literally all lies. The boy begged Colleen for the panties for years. He ran her Twitter for one day and she never ghosted him either. In fact, he tried to bring Flynn into his argument. Sure, his story doesn't look the best, but he's looking for attention since Colleen won't give it to him anymore, and y'all are feeding it instead. Even if she did address it, people would say she's attacking a minor. Let her take care of her family and son during this pandemic and worry about something else, please. I'm tired of seeing my friend dragged over lies." No one is encouraging bullying or harassment. It doesn't matter how old he is. He lied. You are encouraging the mentality that lying is okay and anyone who stands up for themselves or their friends is a bully. Frankly, James, I think that you should have sit this one out because while it's obvious that you don't believe it, age does matter. That did not age well for him, and he never walked it back. But Kendall Ray has come out recently and apologized and walked back what she said. Here is a clip of her talking about it.
Specifically Adam McIntyre, who I have been chatting with on Twitter, and he has just been so kind. I actually reached out to him and apologized because a few years ago I had tweeted in defense of Colleen, and I regret it majorly. I did not understand the situation fully. I really was manipulated by her explanation, her video addressing things that was just so glazed over and untruthful, really, of what actually happened. And I feel terrible. This has taught me a real lesson that even people you would never imagine
be capable.
Capable of doing some horrific things. I mean, you think you really know someone by watching them on YouTube, and you don't.
So where are we today? Apparently we bought tickets to a shit show where Colleen Ballinger grooming people is the main event. Cody, a 30-something-year-old YouTuber and someone who is part of the Colleen Ballinger fandom, released a damning video of proof that Colleen Ballinger is horrific. They showed what they did to Adam, and even Cody had a huge part in it to the point where they're now paying for it. Listen, I don't want to get too much into that, but people like Dustin Daly called Cody out big time for holding on to all of these screenshots that could have proved Adam right 3 years ago. Cody also released a video in 2020 about this the minor child, Adam. Cody, who was an adult at the time, and it was in favor of Colleen Ballinger and tarnishing Adam's name. Adults releasing videos about children. After Cody's video, others started posting about Adam, and it just became a really hard situation for him. Now, I do believe that what Cody did was important, releasing this new video, but I also believe that they sat on this for 3 years. Information showing Colleen Ballinger and Corey DeSoto, her best friend, being massive groomers and lying about Adam and what happened. So we're quickly going to cover this situation a little bit with the Cody video, show a few parts of it, and then we're going to get into the Colleen Ballinger stuff that is very disgusting, and it will make you extremely uncomfortable. Extremely, and it's not for all viewers. So do with that what you will, and if you don't want to watch those parts, I get it, but just know that those parts proof, to me at least, that she means what she does. She doesn't care that she grooms people and is a child predator. But if a man did this, what would people say? A woman doing it is just as bad. Sorry to go on that little rant, but let's talk about this current situation. So Cody released this video, and it's really what started everything again, but this time with people on Adam's side for the most part. So Adam reacted to it on Twitch and posted that video on his YouTube channel. Cody deleted their video because of the backlash they got, and that's a whole nother video of its own, but Adam's video is over an hour long, and I want to show you some of the most shocking parts.
DMs between me and Colleen and me and Corey, because I think you need to see these. She DMs me and says,
I wanted to reach out to you privately and in confidence and let you know why I'm staying silent. After he sent me that last message,
which you can see in his video, I'll link that down below,
that he is now made public, I responded to his messages immediately, did not ghost him, and then received a message from his mother through his DMs asking me to not speak of him. I now realize I should have never been communicating with him in the first place.
So, she acknowledges she shouldn't have been speaking to me whenever I was a child. However, she's now opening up to someone else, trying to get them to ruin me. We're only starting, though.
Yeah, duh. He was a child. He's not even the only child that she was talking to. She was literally in DMs talking to children about sex. Here's one. Are you a virgin?
Okay, so I never thought these messages would get out, but that was to me. These messages were to me. In our group chat with Colleen, we were in a group chat called The Weenies, and I wrote in the group chat and said, I'm doing a YouTube Q&A, and I need questions. And Colleen was like, so this was like 2017, 2016, so I would have been 15 or something like that, 15-ish. And I was like, innocently, fuck me. But even then, I mean, you know, stan mentality, but even just on a baseline of how it went. So I wrote in the group chat and was like, and by the way, look at this, Adam, you need questions for your Q&A? Are you a virgin? And then she goes on.
This is Colleen in a group chat with children. They're called the Weenies.
She goes, Adam, do you need questions for your Q&A? When my friends would be like, you know, what's your opinion on Mariah's new song or something? So she goes, are you a virgin?
If you're in the Colleen Ballinger fandom, you
know
know about this group chat. She's also asking.
And she asked me what my favorite sex position is. Now, if that doesn't validate any of the stories that she would be talking openly about her sex with her ex-husband to me, then I don't know what will. Or speaking about, you know, sex with her, you know, boyfriend at the time whenever she was on her Hawaii trip, I don't know what will. That literally in a group chat of a lot of people, she was asking me questions about my sex life at 15.
That's a red flag. I mean, that's a big red flag. This is disgusting. This is predatory behavior. This is weird. This is all the words that I don't have right now because of how shocking it is. This is bad. And it just gets worse. So as a 15-year-old, you have a 30-something-year-old asking you these questions and doing other things like this.
And we talked about it in great length. He's trying to ruin your career. I'm being so dramatic. I'm so sorry that I was so manic and wild and was in a parasocial relationship with this woman to the point where I was being mean to a literal kid. And then I was like, my plan is to paint the video show Adam manipulates you into trusting him and had a master plan to take you down when you got mad about the Miranda thing. Like, girl, you don't have that. Be quiet. No, he's a kid.
I just like, you have no idea how awful that period was. And to literally see messages that Colleen is like texting with someone being like, we're gonna frame this as him being manipulative. We're gonna frame this as him being awful. We're gonna frame this doing all this. And the worst part about it is like, sorry, I'm trying my best to hold this together because I know people will be like, oh, you're faking it or whatever. I can respect that. But, hold on, I just wanna...
to a literal kid. And then I was like, my plan is to paint the video show Adam
and again, Cody is a victim too, so this is not against Cody, but
manipulates you into trusting him and had a master plan to take you down when you got mad about the Miranda thing. Like, girl, you don't have that.
I just like, whenever I read that and like I look at like these, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited for the Miranda show, and it's like me as like a kid, or like me at the meet and greet or something like that. Or, like, just, like, the countless times that, like, whatever, and it was, like, to know that, like, one day, like, these were the things that she would be doing to me, or, you know, like, I would have not believed you at all. I would not have believed you.
I feel horrible for Adam, as a young teenager experiencing this, not knowing that it was bad or wrong, which a lot of teenagers don't know that this is bad. And they can't consent to things like receiving lingerie because they're children. Whether he said yes or not, that's not consent. That's also not an argument I'm going to have because child. Colleen Ballinger is doing this right here, which is gross on its own. But Miranda Sings was way Way worse.
People have a hard time understanding satire and jokes, especially with sensitive topics.
You mean like you joking about being M-worded by your uncle when you're the Miranda character? That's satire? Was it satire when you joked about this word multiple times? Was it satire of you joking about R-wording your then husband? Was it satire you telling people they should R-word your friend Harvey? Was it satire you joking about R-wording your young audience's Twitter feeds? Using the R-word again? Again, was this satire? You saying haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate, tomatoes gonna tomate, and R-word's gonna R-word? Is this satire? Was you making fun of people not knowing English satire? Was this satire, Colleen? You calling yourself a P word? I was the first one to find this. I remember tweeting it and Dustin Daly being like, oh, you called yourself a P word. Is this satire? Here's when I downloaded it. Is this all satire? You joking about Mexican people? Was this you saying the R word? Was that satire? Oh, I have multiple ones. Here's another one. Here's another one where she says she has a special ed smile. Her joking about having eating disorder. This one, using the R word again. Here's another one. This. Her making fun of the N word. Was that all satire, Colleen?
I don't think I have to say much about that one in particular because it spoke for itself. I want you to imagine someone asking that little boy, "Are you a virgin? What's your favorite sex position?" Yeah, that's what was going on.
I'm glad that as a 20-year-old, there's at least like one adult online that was like defending that 17-year-old because no one was. And whether that sounds fucking cringy or whatever, no one was. And so you know what? As a 20-year-old, I'm gonna stand here and fucking defend my 17-year-old self now because no one else did online. It was the opposite.
That broke my heart. That is a heartbroken adult who is realizing that they were preyed upon and groomed as a child. Now, all of this gave Adam the push he needed to be able to come out with some of the weird interactions he had with Colleen Ballinger. Please know this is a 13, 14-year-old teenager in group chats with other children his age and Colleen Ballinger. This is disturbing, so please see the timestamps to skip ahead, but I think you should watch this because she truly is a predator in my opinion.
So, as we're aware of the infamous ones that are whenever I was 15, and Colleen, I wrote that I was having a Q&A, a YouTube Q&A, and Colleen Ballinger, the 31-year-old, comments and goes, "Adam, you need questions for your Q&A? Are you a virgin?" To a 14, 15-year-old. And then furthermore goes on and says, "What's your favorite sexual position? What's your favorite position?" Colleen writes to the girls in the group, "Tell me all your thoughts when you had your first periods. Please and thank you." Just randomly, of course. And then she goes, "Example, I thought I shit myself because the blood was so dark in my underwear." She would just come in randomly and say stuff like that to a lot of people who were very underage. There was one person that was younger than me in the group, and then we were all relatively the same age, right?
Here is one more clip from that video, and then we'll get into more of what she did as Miranda Sings.
This was 2016. I think I was 14-ish. I write, "My ass looks good today, y'all." This is how, we were a bunch of kids in this group, so we talked stupidly. This is how we talked. And everyone in the chat ignores me because they're like, "Oh, there Adam goes again." They would have their moments as well, right? Colleen comes into the chat after not responding to anything else and goes, "Pics, Adam, for me to send pics of my ass." And then I literally say, "Go away, bitch."
Before we move on to the Miranda Sings part of this, I want to talk about what Adams recently posted. It says a police report has been made, and he shares how the Miranda Sings fandom is currently saying some of the worst things you could ever say to someone. Ever. These are her fans, and this is what she wants them to do, apparently. I mean, she seems to have a lot of control over them. I'll let Adam speak a little bit about it, and I encourage you to go watch the entire video.
We've stopped new members coming in. We have a Facebook group where anyone can join, and it's like our own little community, and everyone can see everyone's posts, so it kind of eliminates us having to have group chats, you know, within people that watch my videos. We can have this, you know, Facebook community. So we had to stop people coming in last night because people were raiding it, Colleen Ballinger fans, right? But my Discord, I mean, you know, hundreds of people were joining my Discord last night and were harassing and bullying people that were in my Discord. And I got alerted of it because very quickly I start getting tagged in things on Discord that are threats, swatting threats. There was many attempted doxings of me from my Brighton address and my address back home in Ireland. And there were countless people doing this last night. And I want to read out like an example, right? So all of this has been reported, first of all, to Discord. And this was happening on my other social medias, but it was really prevalent last night on Discord at like 5 a.m. my time. And this all happened because the weenies are now speaking up. Like, so it's not just me. And I'm basically getting blamed for everyone speaking up because now all of the stories have been validated because, you know, everyone's speaking up. So it's not just me on my own anymore. So this message was posted into the Discord last night, and it says, "We currently have a team getting ready to SWAT your house. Your address is located and threats will be sent. Go against Colleen and this is what will happen to you, twink." Thank you. "If I could and didn't live so far away, I would brutally murder you by slapping you 45 times in your anorexic chest, you fat, ugly
So that was one, and then there were countless other ones that my mods have that are like, Adam, we don't even want you looking at these, but of course I saw them. Basically along the lines of, we're going to you until you're dead, we are going to you, we are going to your family, we are going to your brothers, we want you to go on a walk with your dogs so we can keep your dogs.
I think Adam is super brave because he's been in the fandom. He knows how they are, and I don't think he's very surprised by this kind of thing. And it's wild that a lot of these are probably children, but to be fair, a lot of them are probably adults too that are saying and doing this. I mean, there were tons of adults at her shows. Sure, a lot of them were parents bringing their kids, but I can only imagine that that might be a place where predators go. I won't show much more of Adam's content because he has several hours of this stuff that you should go watch yourself. I think we should get into the Miranda Sings section of this, which is the most horrific part. Please know that this is not for everyone to see, but I think it's important to see. I'm going to show you a series of things that she has posted and deleted, or that were in her shows with real children that were not hers, but just random kids in the crowd. Here's the one where she puts a jar of cheese balls in her pants and has the child reach in and grab it. Watch for yourself.
Watch this. We're on the date, James. It's really romantic. Oh, we're getting close and personal. Oh, but I'm so hungry, James. Hold on, I got a snack. Do you want a cheese ball?
I'd love them. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
There were a lot of adults there that failed that child and many children. It's supposed to look like comedy. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be hee hee ha ha. You are having a child reach in your pants. That's not comedy. That's not funny. And if you think it is, you're part of the problem. So this next stuff I'm going to show you is a span of only 15 minutes of over an hour-long show. I'm only going to show you a few short clips that are disturbing for young children to see and experience. So please, keep that in mind. This video is not to make people comfortable. Like I said, it's showing grooming and predatory behavior.
Lots of face hairs. I don't know about you ladies, but the face hairs give me all the tingles and the tingles. There's just so much chemistry and there's so much tension in the air.
This is a children's show. Why are you saying those words? This next one was just a few minutes later in that same show.
Having breastfeeding dolls, really weird. Sorry guys, breast can't see and stuff. Breastfeeding dolls weird. Be much better if you breastfed a human. Let me just...
Next one.
Stinky, it's time for me to change your diaper.
During a Me Too era, you are going to change my diaper? Goodness, you never trust a man these days.
I'm going to show you one last clip, and then I'm going to show you a TikTok from a fan, or used to be a fan of Colleen Ballinger, and what they experienced at one of her shows.
The girl I love from prom. So these are just some of the hate comments I get from people.
You can hear the man on the other side of the phone audibly go, ugh. You could hear that because it was disgusting. She apparently, in these shows, which you're gonna hear from this ex-fan, she had porn as a section all the time. And my editor's gonna cut out that word a little bit. Corn, but without the C, if you know what I mean. Here is the ex-fan's experience, and it's really, really sad. Just a heads up.
Colleen traumatized.
Hi, okay, my name is Becky. I'm the girl in this video, and this video has over 1 million views, and that is a lot of people to be seeing this story without hearing it from me, so I want to explain this. So I was a fan of Colleen and all the Ballinger family for a very, very long time, and I think in this video I was about 16. If you've never been to a Miranda show, Colleen frequently has segments where she calls people up on stage. One of those segments was the bit, which I'm not really going to be explaining in this video, but that's why I was kind of trying to dress skimpy so that I would be called up on stage and basically get degraded by Miranda. But I did not get called up for that. I got called up for the yoga challenge. Now, as soon as I stood up from the audience, I saw Colleen's eyes widen because she realized I was not wearing pants. But for some reason, that didn't stop her from continuing. In fact, no adult at any point stepped in this situation. So we get to this point in the yoga challenge where I am laying down and Colleen is spreading my legs basically as far as she can. She spreads them so far that you can see the spandex I was wearing under my romper, which thank God I was wearing. Now, the original video posted by Xandar, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, is only a screenshot, but there is a whole video of this. But that screenshot is the most important because that is the moment I will never forget where I was laying under Colleen and she was smirking down at me while thousands of people were laughing, and I was terrified that my body wasn't covered up enough by the spandex or the romper. I basically felt naked, so it felt incredibly violating. I was younger and my body was still developing and I was still becoming comfortable with myself, so for her to use my body as entertainment on stage really set my confidence back quite a lot. And not to mention, after all this, after the show, I had to walk back to my car where there was many men staring at me in a very predatory way that they were not looking at me before because of how exposed I had been on stage. So I literally did not feel safe leaving the venue. And I'm not saying this was sexual assault, although people are debating that in that comment section, but as someone who has been sexually assaulted, this situation gave me that same feeling where it feels like you need to purge and like clean out your insides, you know, just that nasty, gross feeling. There's a couple comments on Xandar's video being like, oh, she signed up for that, why is this such a big deal, blah blah blah. Colleen exploited my minor body for entertainment and money and did not protect my safety at this show. As an outsider looking into this situation, it may seem like this wasn't a big deal, but this was really pretty scary for my teenage self, and especially someone who loved and looked up to Colleen. And I could never say anything because everybody loved her. But this is who she really is. She uses kids for her own gain. I was a minor, and again, she did not protect me. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about taking your kids to a Miranda show, I would advise you to think twice because you may come back with years of trauma, and I don't wish that on anyone.
I think she said it best when she said Colleen exploited her minor body for entertainment and money and did not protect her at this show. Here's actually a video of Colleen admitting that she uses Miranda to say things she wouldn't say herself.
Well, I played a character for many years, and I got to piggyback on his ego and pretend it wasn't mine.
Yes.
Do you ever mean what she's saying?
Yes, all the time. There's a lot of times where in character I'll say something so cruel or, you know, something I'm thinking but I would never actually say as myself, and it's very liberating to be able to say things that I'm thinking.
Can I give you some advice?
Yes.
Never tell people when those moments are.
I promise.
Because I would sometimes agree with my own character, but I never wanted you to know when that was, because I'd like you to like me.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So there's that, and I think that kind of puts us into even a different perspective than before, because if you are someone who goes, well, she played a character, like that's not who she is. Yeah, it is, and she admitted to that. Now we're going to watch a series of inappropriate, predatory, grooming, and pedophile type of behaviors and content. It's very, very disturbing, and I have not seen a lot of these clips in other videos, so I hope YouTube lets me put this video up. I'm going to do my best. I might have to cut out certain things if YouTube doesn't like it, which I understand. I think this needs to be shown because she's deleted all of this stuff.
I'm so pissed off at you right now. A saint? Brother, look what people are saying on my Facebook. Is it your saint because you're very percentage? Saint. This is you're a very bad girl. I would never put a video of me doing on the internet. I'm not even married, first of all. Second of all, even if I was, that is only for Jesus' eyes. There's even more than that. There's hundreds of comments about this. Our Saint Miranda Sings. Saint Brazil. Saint. I swear, if you say Saint one more time,
I will have all of these linked below. Here's another clip.
Just said you're a adult. It's a big popsicle. It's my favorite one.
This next one, if you don't see it, it's because YouTube made me cut it out. But I want you to see it because this is for children from Colleen.
I put some beach balls on my box like you. You know how much you love balls on your box.
Ooh, I love balls on my box, and I love balls on my face. Don't put too many stickers, it'll make your box sticky. And you can't get stuff in when it's too sticky.
That's true. Now comes the fun part. You need to cut a nice little slit in your box so that your loved one has a place to put all their fun things.
It's not full, so I'm gonna do a large slit.
And I like things a little bit more tight and put together, so I'm gonna make a really small slit. So next, just find some sharp scissors and cut your slit.
Oh my god. Oh, you got right in that box. Oh my god, you're opening it.
Oh, that's a great slit. Labia taught me this fun little trick. If you want to make sure that your slit is nice and smooth, just take a fun little note and move it in and out of your little slit, like so, to loosen it up.
Nice. That looks nice. Why didn't I put my finger in?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no, Labia. Looks like you didn't empty your box before we started working.
There's a whole bunch of red stuff coming out of my box. I think I'll just eat it out. Oh! The slit is too small to fit my tongue in.
I guess that will be a lesson to us all. Make sure to clean out your box before you start working on a project with the slit.
Oh, I'm dripping.
Oh, no, your box is still dripping a little bit, Labia.
Stick your finger and wipe it out. Get it all out.
I think your box has turned out quite nice.
Thank you.
Well, we have a special little surprise for you today. We're going to give away my box. We won't be giving away Lavia's because it's a little too special to me. I'd like to keep that for myself. But if you'd like to win my box, Flavia and I will put some fun little notes.
She has lost sponsors, which is good, but then you have stuff like TMZ titling their article on her this, YouTuber Colleen Ballinger losing sponsorship deals over teen fart stunt. And I think that's a great disservice for children and those who care about them. Colleen Ballinger hasn't really responded other than saying this in her group chat. Because one of y'all is out for my blood, and every time I talk to y'all in here, someone leaks the story like they're working for TMZ, I literally, without fail, every time I talk in here, I immediately get people DMing me that I pick favorites because I talk to you guys so much. So I'm just wondering if I did something to upset you guys. That's it so far. I'm sorry you all had to see this. I think it's important to share. In conclusion, she's lost sponsors, which is good. Not enough sponsors. I don't think she should have any. Doing this to children is unforgivable, in my opinion. I might have a video on Corey DeSoto because I think he's just as bad as Colleen. And there have been people who've been fans of him that have come out and talked about their experience, but honestly, I don't know. This was a lot. This was a lot for me, and I just need a break from this stuff for a while. But I'll be doing other videos, obviously. So subscribe and like if you want. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.